Book Talk authors get a lot of hate.
And normally, we're the first to defend them.
But every now and then, we read a viral bestseller that is genuinely bad.
So we're reading some of the most popular authors on Book Talk to see if they're actually overrated
or overhated.
The first book that we are reading is Happy Place by the one and the only Emily Henry.
Normally, we love Emily Henry. So many of her books have been 5 stars, but her most recent release, Great Big Beautiful Life, kind of fell flat.
Well, it fell flat for me.
Okay, I technically did review it and I, at the time, really loved it. But then like after sitting on it, I was like, wait a minute. Actually, this book just isn't that good. I'm hoping Great Big Beautiful Life was just like a one-off flop.
I would love for this to be 5 stars and not be overrated. But that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll see if we're gonna get caught up in the hype again, because I feel like I'm on the lookout for that now. I've been bamboozled and I embarrassed myself. So I won't be doing that again.
We're halfway through Happy Place.
It's so good. It follows Harriet, who's our FMC, and Wynn, who's our MMC, and that is her charming ex-fiance. They were together for years. They're in the same friend group, but they secretly broke up about 6 months ago.
The catch is that they haven't told any of their college best friends, and every single year they do an annual trip to one of the friends' cottages in Maine, and they haven't told their friends. And they don't plan on telling their friends.
So ultimately, they have to fake date and lie to their friends because this is their final trip the friend group is ever taking to this cottage, and they don't want to ruin it with all of their breakup drama. Truly, I am having a great time. I love the aesthetic of this book.
I also am really loving the book. I do think it might end up being my second favorite Emily Henry book, behind Funny Story, obviously.
However, as funny as Harriet is, I really love her. Wynn really needs to start bringing some more to the table.
Hard agree. I don't know what the fuck Wynn's problem is. I don't know why he acts like that. Here's the thing. Who wins an entire engagement over a 4-minute phone call? If Wynn's entire character arc ends up being like, oh my gosh, I was so insecure and lame, and I was just insecure because you're so smart and talented and you can do everything and I don't know who I am, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
The tension's definitely there because it's like they haven't been broken up for that long. I don't know, I'm hoping that Wynn can redeem himself.
We have finished Happy Place, and to say that we were disappointed would be, I fear, an understatement. I think that the first 275 pages of this book were literal perfection, but the ending was such a letdown.
For 90% of the book, I was right there with you. There's so much to love, especially from the beginning, the vibe, the friend group environment that they have, the way that Emily Henry is able to write 3-dimensional characters across the entire friend group.
I agree, Emily Henry is amazing. However, the last 75-ish pages of this book were terrible. They felt thrown together, rushed, and honestly kind of sloppy.
Yeah, major spoiler warning for the ending here because we have to talk about it in order to give this review. Because realistically, I love Harriet, but no woman goes through all of that medical school, most of their residency, just to pack up, quit, move to Montana, to live with a man who lives with his mother and make pottery all day while he provides. I don't think romance always has to be extremely realistic, but especially in Emily Henry's case, the way she writes these characters that are so deep, just for something like that to happen right at the end, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
She has this entire book of buildup and she seems so cool and so determined, all to at the end get ballerina farmed by some random loser who 5 months ago couldn't bag a minimum wage job, but suddenly, miraculously, now he's making so much money and he's big macho man who makes tables. Girl, don't piss me off. And on top of that, Win did not grovel enough. After what he put Harriet through, the man needed to be crawling.
Especially for him being this himbo, blonde, big country Montana man. You can have a himbo strongman character arc, but that comes with groveling. I mean, we see it all the time with like Nesta and Cassian. Big himbo, he grovels. Every hockey player grovels. And you know what? You made this comment whenever we were reading it, that Harriet was giving all of the declarations of love. He broke up with her.
Why is she declaring her love after he dumped her on a 4-minute phone call? Here's my hot take. I don't think a woman should ever be making a declaration of love to a man. Girl, stand up.
I think what made this hurt worse is that the 90% of the book that I loved, I relate to Harriet more than any other Emily Henry FMC, just for the ending to be like, girl, why would you do that?
I will say, there is nothing wrong with wanting to be a wife. But I do think that giving up your entire career, leaving everything that you've worked for behind, is a recipe for disaster.
Also, I was raising my hand to let you know that I had to say something. She left and gave up all of her independence.
Here's the thing, right? Is that Win was not happy following her and having no independence and trying to build his life around her. So what on God's green earth is supposed to convince me that suddenly she's gonna be happy following Win?
It's the fact that the entire book was written in a way that built up all of these incredible character arcs that the ending just didn't align with. It's really disappointing, but I have got to rate this 3.2 stars.
I have to give this a 2.5.
Yikes. That being said, do we think Emily Henry as an author is overrated? No.
Emily Henry as an author? No.
However,
this book as a whole is overrated.
I agree.
Womp womp.
On to the next. We're starting our perfect storm.
I'm also here, but Cari keeps covering me with the fucking book.
This is Carly Fortune's 2026 summer release.
And it's our book of the month book. Yay.
Well, I think I'm looking forward to cracking up.
Big money dog. I'm picturing.
If you say someone fugly, I am gonna disagree.
Adam Brody?
Yeah!
What?
It's supposed to be hot, for starters. It's also supposed to have blue eyes.
What guy with dark ringlets has blue eyes?
Logan Lerman!
Okay, I mean maybe in some
Bad
photos. That one I understand, but also it's really hot. I'm not alone in this, okay? I know I'm not.
Sure, yeah, other people also have bad taste.
We're halfway through our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune, and this book is a perfect summer rom-com. It is so cute. This book follows George and Frankie, who are childhood best friends, and Frankie gets dumped the day before her wedding, and George, being her best friend, says, "We're not wasting your honeymoon. Let's go on it together." So they spend a week in Tofino doing honeymoon couple activities and falling in love, apparently. And the vibes are so cute. This is a perfect summer rom-com. I am having so much fun.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I am kicking and giggling my feet literally the whole way. We're like, I don't even know, 100 and almost 200 pages into this book. A little bit of a slow burn for sure, but honestly, I'm eating it up. And that's kind of surprising because the only other Carly Fortune book I've ever read is This Summer Will Be Different. I read it last summer and so bored. I don't even remember the main characters' names. I really didn't like it. And I never intended to pick up another Carly Fortune despite seeing her books everywhere, all over Book Talk, in bookstores every single summer. But I fear I might be converting. I might be converting here.
Last year, when she read This Summer Will Be Different, I read Meet Me by the Lake, which is another Carly Fortune. I had fun with it. It wasn't like life-changing. I will also say, normally, I am not a huge Friends to Lovers enthusiast. It is way too predictable. I also get really frustrated with the fact that they've been best friends for so long, and what do you mean you didn't know you were in love? It's giving stupid. It's giving dumb. But Frankie and George, they're convincing me. I'm with Cari. I might be a changed woman.
Specifically with George.
Specifically with George.
George is so sexy and hot. He's giving like Tumblr, I like nerds. He's a journalist. He's He's got these little slutty glasses and he wears slutty little button downs and rolls them up to his elbows. Hey, and Frankie? I am loving her. She's so like whimsical and woo-woo. I don't feel like Frankie really fits into any specific trope yet. The only critique I'd probably have so far is that some of the foreshadowing is so on the nose that it's like, okay, I can tell exactly how this is going to end up. I know where Frankie's kind of storyline and her life is going. It's very literal, but the vibes and the way that it's written and the tension between her and George is really making up for that. So like, I don't even care.
Personally, I don't have a ton of like deep analytical thoughts about this book. I think it's a good time. I think I'm having fun, and it's just a really easy summer read.
I'm ready to devour this book, truly. I need to see how this book ends up because we saw how the last one switched up on us.
I really hope this doesn't pull a happy place on us.
New term. Please don't pull a happy place.
Please don't pull a happy place. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna finish this and check back in when we're done.
You read ahead?
Gotta go get the cookies.
Can you help?
No.
That's
Oh
sweet,
my
but we were so
God.
close.
You just got fucking blue balled. What the hell?
George is a real gentleman, ladies.
And I wish they had freaked it in the penthouse.
And then it got really romantic and then I felt like a pig. Hey, what the hell? I'm feeling great.
We have finished Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune, and that book was so good. As somebody who is, I would say honestly, like a pretty big Friends to Lovers hater, she did it and she did it well. The fact that George and Frankie have been lifelong best friends literally since they were 8, girl, that is so cute. That is so cute.
I agree. Genuinely, I am in shock. The writing in this feels miles ahead of the last Carly Fortune book I read, The Summer Will Be Different. I did not see this book coming at all. And George, his Mr. Darcy level love declaration, I don't think I've ever read anything like it in a modern day romance.
What really did it for me was how many layers the book actually had, because like, yeah, it was a love story and it was a cute love story, but it also was about family and complex relationships and grief and traveling and cooking and food and so many other things. And the complex dynamic between Frankie and her mother, the whole book was just so beautifully written.
Also, I know I had said that the way that Frankie's career and everything seemed like it was gonna pan out was pretty predictable. I was actually wrong. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I was wrong in my predictions. I feel like it was even better than what I could have predicted. And that was so refreshing to read, especially after we all know what happened in Happy Place.
Harriet could never. Honestly, the thing that like really got me was the ending, the tie-in with the endangered right whale, what are they called? Right whales. Specifically, Francesca, the end bit about her, it did make me cry. Wasn't expecting that at all.
Same. And now I care about whales, so truly, this is the way a Friends to Lovers should be written. I've never read another Friends to Lovers that has hit me this hard. It's safe to say, though, that this is a 5-star read. For sure, best romance I've read all year.
And to answer the question, no, I don't think Carly Fortune is overrated. This book alone, everybody needs to read it.
This book alone, if you are a big romance reader, read it. On to the next.
Which is, drumroll, Mile
High
by Liz Tomford. It is a
Pro hockey player and a flight attendant, baby.
checking back into hockey rom-coms.
Yeah.
And we've seen this book
Everywhere. Let's hope it's actually that good.
Yeah, we'll see.
pages in.
How many fucking pages in are we?
72.
How many hours are left in the audiobook?
Yeah, 8.5 hours.
8.5 hours! Should we finish this chapter?
No one should be running in Louboutins.
Oh my god! We're almost halfway through Mile High. It follows a professional hockey player and a flight attendant who is working on his team's private jet. It says there's supposed to be tension. There's not any.
It sucks. I was really excited for the hockey player flight attendant dynamic. I thought it was gonna be like secret relationship vibes. It's not really that. The main guy is so extremely misogynistic, and without even being like an intense feminist, which I am, but if I were to take that off, these jokes he's making at her is just not funny. It's always at her expense. It's always while she's on the job. He's making her life a living hell, and she's still like, ew.
There's a lot of breaking the fourth wall too, which some people like. I think that is cringe central. It's really embarrassing to me when an author breaks the fourth wall because shut up, why are you talking to me? You know what I mean?
It's also embarrassing the way that they're making this girl get hot and heavy over misogyny.
He also refers to women as chicks, which is almost as bad as females. And he thinks that he's gonna get his hockey contract cut if he doesn't put his sex life on display. Hey, nobody cares.
Overall, the first 250 pages of this have been so annoying. There are moments that like would have been really cute and I would have been like, ooh, I could get into this. But then I remember that the characters are so shitty that I'm like, okay, you've ruined it. I actually don't care.
Stevie is a complete pick-me. She won't stand up. She's getting walked all over. The whole book is just misogyny trying to be disguised as millennial humor. Also, don't even get me started on the fact that she's walking around saying that this man has changed her life ever since the first hookup. He's ruined other men for her. He didn't even need it. He didn't even need it. Don't piss me off.
Unfortunately though, like I said, I do want to read these other books. We're gonna try to read more. We'll check back in. Praise be, send help.
Hey, so if a man said that, hey.
Well, guys, we didn't make it. Unfortunately, we had to DNF Mile High.
We really did give this a fighting chance because we don't like to DNF. I was just so genuinely shocked that a woman wrote this male character, Xanders, with the intention of women finding him attractive while he is unironically one of the most misogynistic characters I've ever read in my life.
This book had so many qualities, and I don't believe a single one of them was good. It was misogynistic, it had cringy millennial humor, it broke the fourth wall.
The actual plot itself was also boring as hell. There was no real stakes, there was no real revelations. It was just so lackluster. The whole book felt like locker room talk. Yeah. Hey, I'm a grown woman. That's infuriating for me to hear.
We were really hoping that the second half of the book would be redeeming, and it just wasn't. At this point, I just personally refuse to force myself to finish a book that I disliked as much as I disliked this one. And to answer the question, is the author overrated? I don't feel like we can even answer that, to be honest.
I'm gonna give it a TBD because I do want to read the next books. There is enough in this to make me want to read the other characters. However, this book sucks.
Similar to our Emily Henry verdict, the book overrated. So, TBD on Liz as a whole.
I mean, I guess to wrap it up, my stance on it is sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Can you trust book talk? Maybe. It's really a coin toss.
What? Marlin.
Marlin.
Not yet.
That's mocha girl. You can't be both of those things.
And he's blonde.
And he's blonde. Surgeon? Resident. She's in her residency.
Harriet
Not a great name for sex. Come for me, Harriet. Tubman? All I'm thinking of is Harriet Tubman. Now my mind's at the Underground Railroad. And amen to that.
Starting over. Cari looks too small and I look huge.
You don't look huge. I
look like the fucking Jolly Green Giant, the big one that used to be in Walmart's. I give him to me.
Hey, Nugget.
But yeah.
Shy surprise.
One of my dogs just farted. Did you smell that?
No, I didn't.
Smells like ass. Yeah, baby. Let me rock you like a wagon wheel.
We want to get on the bandwagon and rock it like a wagon wheel.
Why all our videos end with like a butt reference? Drop your favorite butt.
And we're out.
And we're out.